Hey there, today we're going to take a deep dive training into what's known as no questions asked life insurance, or otherwise known as guaranteed acceptance life insurance. So if you've seen ads on TV from different companies and got all sorts of junk mail from these companies, then stick around because you're going to learn some pretty shocking facts about how these companies work. And I'm going to show you the actual fine print on top of it all. So stick around. Greetings, my name is Dave Duford, owner and operator of Buy Life Insurance for Burial, where I help people like you with your burial insurance needs. Today's topic is about guaranteed acceptance life insurance and no questions asked life insurance. I get a lot of questions from people throughout the years. They've seen all sorts of ads on television and all sorts of junk mail come through their mailbox, and they're just curious, how do these plans work? Because it's pretty enticing, right? When you get an offer for life insurance that's not going to ask you any health questions, especially since most people who are asking these questions are well over 50, sometimes 60s, 70s, 80s, have had health problems, minor or even major, and they're very seriously considering buying these particular types of products. As the old saying goes, sometimes when it sounds too good to be true, it really is. So what I'm going to do in this video, instead of sit here and wax poetic and tell you all the reasons you should be concerned with these types of products, I'm actually going to take you to several of the most common companies that you've heard of and show you their websites and show you their applications, especially the fine print on the applications, where you can see where the problems are with these so-called guaranteed acceptance life insurance and no questions asked life insurance programs. So stick around because we're going to dive right into it, and I'm going to show you all of the secrets that are being withheld from easy view. So let's take a look now. Okay, so what I'm showing you to start here is a MetLife guaranteed acceptance commercial that is on YouTube, but you've probably seen on all sorts of television channels, like between commercials, watching The Price is Right or Bonanza or any other number of shows. And you'll see at the bottom here, of course, you see MetLife and the Snoopy and the number to call, but you see down here the fine print, as it were. There's always fine print, and as much as I'd like to, I've gotten this video as big as possible, but the fine print I want to read to you to start with, and then further explain momentarily as we go into others, is this. The MetLife Guaranteed Acceptance Whole Life Insurance Policy provides for a limited graded death benefit during the first 2 policy years. Now this language you're going to see as a repetitive function here. I'm going to explain more about what that means and what that entails. So let's take a look at another insurance company. So here we have Mass Mutual Life Insurance Company. You've seen their commercials as well, and this is their guaranteed acceptance life insurance product, as it says here where I've highlighted. I'm scrolling down here, and as you can see, it offers guaranteed acceptance coverage, and then there's a death benefit, of course, paid out, that's affordable, supposedly. And as we go to the bottom, of course, we find more fine print. As always, if you can see here, I'll try to zoom it up a little bit here. So I've zoomed it up tremendously so you can see a little bit better, but you can see the same issues here. This policy provides a limited benefit for the first 2 policy years. There we have it again. So let's look at another company's. So this is TrueStage. You've probably gotten their junk mail for guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance. It's primarily how they market their program. It's the same thing that we've seen in the last 2 pictures, so nothing necessarily new here. But as we scroll down through here, again, we see it. Allow me to zoom in for you to show you a little bit better. And as you can see, benefits are limited during the first 2 years to guarantee your acceptance. So we're seeing the same thing play out over and over again. So what exactly does this mean? This means that right now, if you take out a plan with any of these companies we've shown you so far, or any of them in a moment that we show you in a second, that these particular types of plans, when they say guaranteed acceptance life insurance or no questions asked insurance, there is no full coverage for the first 2 years. If you die by natural means, so if you die by any sort of natural causes, only what you've paid in plus some level of interest that depends on the company's paid back. So if you pay $50 a month, you die after a year, 50 times 12, you only get paid back $600. And if that were, let's say, paying out a $10,000 death benefit, you would only see that after the 2 years are up. So hopefully you can see where this does become a little bit problematic, right? So now we're looking at Gerber Life Insurance. Of course, you've heard of them. You know who they are. You've seen their advertisements for years, I'm sure. You may even have some coverage through a child policy. They also do guaranteed life insurance plans to help for adults like yourself. But again, the same problems persist. We go right down here to the bottom here where we see view all guaranteed life insurance questions. And if you see right here, it's a little bit harder to see, but the graded death benefit, look at this. They describe it just like I did. The graded death benefit applies to the first 2 years of coverage. If the death occurs within the first 2 policy years for any reason other than accident, all premiums plus 10% interest shall be paid to the beneficiary. So you're not fully covered for those 2 years. You're incidentally, even though Gerber is a great company with a long history, you're still in the same position. You're not fully covered for those first 2 years with a guaranteed acceptance policy. Now we're looking at the final few here. Of course, you've heard of AARP, and they offer life insurance products, specifically a guaranteed acceptance life insurance product. But we're looking at the same limited benefits for the first 2 years. I've highlighted it for you to hopefully show you a little bit more clearly about what you have to look forward to if you take this out. And then last but not least, certainly Colonial, Penn. We've gotten their direct mail junk in the mail, as well as seeing their TV commercials. There we see it again, guaranteed acceptance, whole life insurance. If we click on the frequently asked questions product, or frequently asked questions list, actually no, it's right here under the instant quote, the limitations for the product. I'm going to pull up the state we're in, which is in Tennessee, but you can see right here, we can guarantee your acceptance because of a 2-year limit of death benefit for non-accidental causes. And further, if death occurs from non-accidental causes within the first 2 years of coverage, the beneficiary will receive the premiums paid plus 7% interest compounded annually. So ladies and gentlemen, what are the morals of the story here when it comes to guaranteed acceptance life insurance? The good, if there is any, is there are options for pretty much everybody for guaranteed acceptance life insurance, regardless of health, as long as they can put a signature to a piece of paper. So there is going to be options for coverage for most everyone if you can fit the age range. The downside of these products, however, is that they're not the most comprehensive in value and price for you, the prospect, in most circumstances. And here's the thing. My clients do business with me because they realize through trial and error through their life that people die all of a sudden. They die without expectation, and there is a cost that must be paid in order to fulfill the obligations of final expense coverage. You have to bury someone and cremate them, and it costs thousands and thousands of dollars. And many people just don't have the funds, and they go through this process, and they don't want the same thing happening to their kids or to their loved ones when they go. So they feel a moral desire, a necessity to carry some kind of life insurance to prevent the same thing from happening again. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because when you get a guaranteed acceptance life insurance plan, even if it's from a well-known brand name company you've heard of for years, if you die within 2 years' time, you will not have the coverage, if so natural death, of course. You will not have the coverage to bury you. You will not have enough coverage to possibly even cremate you. Whereas if you worked with a broker, someone like myself that shops different insurance companies, to not just get you a best price, but also to get you the best chance of first day full coverage, it can make all the difference in the world when the time comes and an insurance policy must take action, take effect, and cover you and your final expenses so the people you love don't have to. That is what everybody wants, right? Why would anybody want to willingly take a chance with a guaranteed acceptance life insurance? Think about it. You don't have to take a chance in many circumstances. Now you may be thinking, well, what about my diabetes? What about my heart history, cancer problems? Maybe my depression, bipolar is a health issue, or even something else. Well, here's the thing. Brokers have the unique operating setup, like myself, where we work with different companies that have different standards of what is acceptable and what isn't acceptable in terms of health. And in many circumstances, I would suggest about 80 to 90% of the time, we can get somebody fully approved despite having health history issues that the client originally thought would knock them out from getting anything of decent quality. So put to bed the idea that your health is too bad. Put to bed the idea that you couldn't get quality coverage, and accept the fact that there probably is a way to get quality final expense life insurance and avoid completely the 2-year waiting period that a guaranteed acceptance policy requires. What I do for my clients is I go out to the market and see which one, based on your health and age, is going to give you the best options for coverage. Take, for example, a nice lady I talked to in Texas the other day. She has COPD. She was not going to be able to get coverage with any company. However, I have a company that will fully cover for COPD and lung disease issues, and she was able to qualify for first day full coverage. That's the kind of power that I have access to and I can help you with. So here's what I want you to do. First of all, I want you to hopefully feel like you've learned a valuable lesson about guaranteed acceptance life insurance. It's something that's out there, sure, and it does give insurance, but hopefully you can see why you'd want to wait till you try to apply for first day full coverage with a broker like myself first. And if that is something that is compelling to you, here's my recommendation. Give me a call at 888-626-0439, and I will be happy to run a personalized quote designed to give you specialized guidance and a recommendation as to what kind of programs are going to give you the best option for coverage based on your health, your age, and your goals. Otherwise, if you'd like to contact me via message, you can go to my website. It's buylifeinsuranceforburial.com. Go to the contact page, send me a message there, or if you see the chat box, you can initiate a chat with me directly if you prefer. Either way, I am here to help you. This is why I created this video to begin with, and I do hope that you got some value out of it. You have a good rest of the day. Thank you.